We are at the Whitney, and we are going to see the Ed Hopper exhibit, as I just showed you on that poster there. So we're going to go check it out. It's Ed Hopper's New York. It's supposed to be a really good show. And I think it's going to be nothing but bangers. All bangers. You guys ready? We're going to go inside and check it out. I'll try to get some clear shots of the paintings. And I think he has some sketches and some letters. And there might be some film in there also. But I'll try to maybe get some close-ups of the paintings. So let's go inside, check it out. Let's check out the show at the Whitney. We just saw the synopsis at the entrance of the show here, and I can read you some of that synopsis for you here. It says, for Edward Hopper, New York was a city that existed in the mind as well as on the map, a place that took shape through lived experience, memory, and the collective imagination. It was, he reflected late in life, the American city that I know best and like most. The city of New York was Hopper's home for nearly 6 decades, 1908 to 1967, a period that spans his entire mature career. Hopper's New York was an exacting portrait of the 20th century metropolis. During his lifetime, the city underwent tremendous development. Skyscrapers reached record-breaking heights, construction sites roared across the 5 boroughs, and an increasingly diverse population boomed. Yet his depictions of New York remained a human scale and largely unpopulated, eschewing the city's iconic skyline and picturesque landmarks, such as the Brooklyn Bridge and the Empire State Building. Hopper instead turned his attention to its unsung utilitarian structures and out-of-the-way corners, drawn to the awkward collisions of new and old, civic and residential, public and private, that capture the paradoxes of the changing city. Edward Hopper's New York charts the artist's enduring fascination with the city, revealing a vision of New York that is as much a manifestation of Hopper himself as it is a record of the city around him. Edward Hopper's New York takes a comprehensive look at Hopper's life and work, from his early impressions of New York in sketches, prints, and illustrations, to his late paintings, in which the city served as a backdrop for his evocative distillations of urban experience. Drawing from the Whitney's extensive holdings and amplified by the key loans, the exhibition brings together many of Hopper's iconic city pictures, as well as several lesser-known yet critically important examples. The presentation is significantly informed by a variety of materials from the museum's recently acquired Sanborn Hopper archive, printed ephemera, correspondence, photographs, and journals that together inspire new insights into Hopper's life in the city. By exploring the artist's work through the lens of New York, the exhibition offers a fresh take on this formidable figure and considers the city itself as a lead actor. Here is a self-portrait right at the entrance here. And there is the man right there. And that was a great synopsis, right? And you see here it says Washington Square. There are several sections here that make up the layout of the museum, right? We have the city in print, the window, the horizontal city, Washington Square, theater, reality and fantasy, and sketching New York. And those 7 areas will be a way to separate all the works here. Here's Edward Hopper here studying a pigeon, right, on his so I guess he lived up into the 50s, right, or the 60s. And there's actual film of him, pretty cool. He's really into the theater. There's a whole section of theater here with various plays, and there's a section that has the tickets that he went to. He went to a lot of theater, and he loves light and shadows, and like one individual there. You see like the isolation of one person and the human scale of it, not the skyscrapers or the Brooklyn Bridge. This is Two in the Aisle, this is called. And it looks like the end of the play or the beginning of the play. And this is a cinema, and there's no light coming from the screen. It's kind of equally lit on the side and in the chairs there. Here's some sketches. And here are some photos of actual theaters, I guess, or studies that he took. How people dress and it looked. Here's a beautiful theater here. But again, it's like intermission or the end of the play or the very beginning of it. And it's only a couple people there, right? Here's the section theater, describing how much he liked the theater. Here's all his tickets. They have a collection of all the plays that he saw. They collected the tickets, which is pretty cool, right? Little playbill. Here's Aida. And a lot of Broadway stuff here. And I think he did a sketch of Ibsen also, right? An Ibsen play? Here is that Nighthawk sketch, the famous Nighthawk. I think that's in Chicago. That's not in this show, but here are some sketches or preparations for it. It's pretty cool, right? And then he did some Paris sketches when he went to Paris. And this place is mobbed. Edward Hopper packs him in. Looks like this is sold out. I'll try to get a picture of the crowd here. Here's some footage of the train going through the tunnel. What is that, uptown in Harlem over there? And here's a theater picture. Looks like a little tugboat there, right? And I'll play some Bach for you guys. I know we got some Bach fans out there, right? Let's get some Bach going with this retrospective here. Let me know in the comments below if I've missed anything or if there's something you wanted to add. And there was another floor that had some Edward Hoppers on it. So if you just went to the 5th floor in the Whitney, the main floor, you might not be aware that there was another floor that had more works. Here's the floor here. We got some George O'Keeffe. We had some Andrew Wyeth paintings here, and then we got Edward Hopper next to them, and they put him against his contemporaries. So they have Edward Hopper with some there's an Andrew Wyeth. So we got some George O'Keeffe, right? Some contemporaries, and we got was a VJJ, right? That's what she's really into. Oh, great. Look at this Edward Hopper here. This is like a Fellini movie still, right? The clown. It's awesome. This might be his Paris days. He's doing some sketches of Parisians. But I wanted to show you the other floor, too, so that we don't miss any of the Hoppers that are in this building, in the Whitney. And I think some of those paintings I showed you were Andrew Wyeth. Oh, this is killer. Look at this. Right? Shadows and light and desolation. She thinks she's alone, but we're kind of looking at her. Really cool, right? And like I said, there's a lot of bangers in here, right? All of these are familiar. And there's a nice crowd in here. This place is mobbed. And here's some sketches. His sketches are terrific, right? It's a little bit like Norman Rockwell. I guess that was like the style, the sketch style. Here's an Ibsen. Looks like a playbill, right? For an Ibsen play. He must have really loved the theater. And they have some more footage here of trains. He must have rode the trains all the time. That's when the elevated trains were in Manhattan. Now it's only uptown, right? Only like, was it up in Harlem has an elevated train? That's about it. They're all really underground except for the outer boroughs. And here's a synopsis at the front. And here's that tunnel where the train came out of. And it's famous here, these storefronts, right? You can't really see the glass. Maybe you should have put a little reflection on the glass, because it looks like there's no glass, right, in a way? This is really famous, right? This has to be Paris here, right? All right, and then he had some familiar locations in the city here in New York. Earlier, you saw the Manhattan Bridge, right here, Manhattan Bridge 1. This looks like Paris here. And there he is. Handsome guy, right? Edward Hopper in Paris. 1907. And he had done a bunch of covers for magazines. And these are terrific, right? These illustrations. Very much like the New Yorker or like Norman Rockwell kind of. Look at that. It's great, right? There's one coming up that looks like the New Yorker, actually. These must be really collectible, right? These magazines from early 20th or 19th century. That's 1909, right? This looks very much like the New Yorker, right? Look at this. Oh, he's a great illustrator, right? Oh, and this is great. Look at that scroll. It's so classic. It's a scroll on top of the photo. This looks very Norman Rockwell, right? But I guess that was the style of the era. I guess Norman Rockwell looked like the environment that he came out of, right? And it's pretty cool, the interactive, they have some footage here of the trains, the elevated train. And then his paintings, right? It's really laid out nice. The Whitney does a really good job, all their shows. And here's some subways here. Look at the elevated subway that they're waiting for the train on. I mean, if this is the city, it's only uptown now. Look at the cushions on the subway. The cushion seats. This is another famous one here. I was trying to pull in on some of them so you can see the details of them and then pull out a little bit. And there is the showstopper. Here's the star of the show. And this building was replaced. I think that's 15th Street. It was replaced by a big apartment complex. And this is the Williamsburg Bridge. Look at that. That was awesome. Look at that. And Roosevelt Island is coming up. There's a Roosevelt Island coming up here, which is pretty cool. Thanks for watching another video. That was the Whitney. We went to Ed Hopper. Check out my channel for more videos. Like and subscribe if you like the content. And I will see you guys next time.